Welcome, everybody. So nice to see you here again today. Isla Reddin with Marelise Culbert. And today we're actually in episode 24, which seems amazing. So I'm very happy that we've had these opportunities. And today we're going to talk about some tips and tricks that you can use in the moment, in a moment of crisis. And we were talking about this before we started recording. And Marelise shared with me one of hers that I think is genius. So I'm going to ask her to share it again and share it with you.
Thank you, Isla. I think we all need to top up on tips and tricks because the moments that we need to work through sometimes are just ridiculous. So, something that I learned, which I wish I knew right from the start, but I didn't. I learned it later on. That works really well because if you are having an argument with any person, whether it's your spouse, your children, your colleagues, whoever. I mean, the moment the volume is raised and it turns into a shouting match, no one's listening anymore. No one's receptive to what the other one is saying. You're under adrenaline. Seriously, your brain shuts off. So it's pointless. So I was just sick and tired of the screaming matches. Not that they were many, but I know that they don't produce favorable results. So I just started whispering. So when I saw that the tempers are rising and that we are not going to get to a quick conclusion here, I just started whispering. Because immediately now the other person's like, what? I can't hear you. And you just continue to whisper. So there's like, don't irritate me. What are you saying? But just continue to whisper. Because eventually that person has to lean in because they are also looking for an answer here. You want to get to the result here. So they've got to lean in. So you come closer together, which already is a wonderful thing to do, and just start whispering. And you're not prepared to listen unless the other person lowers their voice. I cannot tell. And eventually, you know what, you do it a few times and it just becomes ridiculous and you end up laughing and the tension is broken. Everyone is able to think logically, be a little bit more reasonable, and actually understand that you're not supposed to work against each other, but you're actually here to find the best solution together. So that was really something that I found very helpful. And I wish I knew that much earlier in my life, but they say it's never too late to learn. So
I think that's genius, one that I have not heard before, and I will certainly take and pass on. And you just made me think about yesterday. I was looking after my grandsons. So my grandsons are 3 and 5. And I'm going to use this. This is going to be a great one for my son because the 3-year-old, when something does not go the way he wants it to, just absolutely screams and hollers. And one of the biggest problems that I have is I don't actually understand him. So he's got all these words, but the language is so mixed up and there's no articulation that goes with it. So
mhm.
I'm like, what did you say, Archie? What did you say? What did you say? But if my response was then always in a whisper, he's going to have to calm down because what's the point in screaming if you're trying to get a result as a 3-year-old and the adult
It was
is
it was
just
for all ages.
it
Yeah.
works for all ages. I think
Mm.
it's genius, genius. So one that I wanted to share today actually came up yesterday, and it was a Facebook post, and that I engaged with. It was with moms of teenagers, which is a group that I follow, and the mom had a 14-year-old who was vaping, and I actually had a client last year who had a 14-year-old as well vaping, and there were a lot of issues that were going on around it, but this mom was trying to figure out what is my strategy here. and somebody suggested, obviously you want this child to stop vaping, but just saying stop it, it's damaging, it's not good for you. There's all these, your brain's not going to grow properly. The kid is not going to be able to absorb that and do anything with that information. So the suggestion was have him do a presentation, give a presentation on the damage that that the vaping is doing to his brain and his body. But I wanted to take it a level further, which is have the kid do the research himself on it and create a presentation. It doesn't have to be this super beautiful PowerPoint. It just has to be something that is well researched, that is coherent, that presents the information in a way in which anybody, including mom, can grab it, can understand it, can question it. And the big benefit is the child is learning firsthand exactly what these toxic substances are doing to their brain and body. And the the piece that I think is also genius in that is not only learn from by experience, but the fact that the adolescent brain in these teenage years has become so incredibly fast and smart. They're already bored out of their minds in school. Give them something that's really much more beaty and interesting and requires some research and some curiosity, and then let them take it wherever they want to take it to. But the expectation is they've got to come back and deliver some kind of a presentation that has all of these data points and an analysis of what they've learned from it. So I thought that was a genius way of dealing with something that is a big problem, because just telling your kid no is not going to help. It's not going to get through and it's not going to change anything, but letting them figure it out for themselves certainly can make that change.
What a wonderful way to guide them into how they should be thinking about things. Because again, as you say, you can say, well, have you considered this, that, and the next thing? But if they have to actually go and figure it out, they have to go and do the research, I'm sure they will be absolutely flabbergasted by what they've learned, and that is causing them to start thinking differently. So it's awesome problem solving skills as well. That's a very good way to get them to think further, because they say the biggest difference between a child and an adult is the understanding of consequence. So that's one way of bringing that truth home.
Yes, yes. And although what we know is that planning that consequences part of the brain is not yet online properly,
Mm.
what it does need is guidance. And that's the beauty of what the parent can be. You can be the mental guide that's there helping your child make sense of information, be able to catalog it, analyze it, be able to figure out what exactly does this mean for me. So it's got so many huge points for it that I want to endorse it.
There we go. I agree.
Okay, so that's our two quick tips for today.
Thank you, Isla. I think that's going to be incredibly helpful. It's definitely something I can use as well going forward. It's a very good idea. Thank you.
Okay, right. So thanks everybody for listening. Comments below, anything else that you think, oh, gosh, it would be really great to have a tip about this, something you're dealing with in the moment where you're thinking to yourself, gosh, how on earth am I going to handle this? I get all kinds of great ideas from Facebook, to be completely honest, and Instagram, from other parents helping other parents, because just like you figured out the whisper thing, right? I didn't figure out the whisper thing, but I'm absolutely going to be able to use it. So thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It was lovely to chat to you. Thank you for all your great ideas, always.
Okay. Talk soon.
Bye.